Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you, getting into my sinking funds and savings tracker closeouts. So we're closing out the month of August. Done all the spending I'm going to do in the sinking funds and we're good to go. Not as bad as last month. This month still had several transactions and money moves, but for the most part pretty decent. So let's go ahead and get into and just go through and do the endings of all the sinking funds categories that I have here. So every month I make a deposit straight into my money market account where my sinking funds are saved, and it draws a little bit of money every month, higher than a regular savings account. My regular savings account would give me 40 cents a month. Here I can get $6 or $7 for the amount that I'm keeping in there. So that works out pretty good. September, my Amazon Prime does come due. So I know that's one thing that will be coming out in September. I don't think I'll be using much of the rest of these, but I'm not sure because I do have a hotel stay coming up the 1st of September, or the end of August, but I'm going to count it as part of September income because my husband actually does get paid at the end of August on the 30th. So that's when we'll be going out of town for a family reunion. Not too far, just a couple hours down the road. And we're staying in a hotel and just kind of chilling and stuff like that with family and friends. So, and visiting my father-in-law, which is kind of nice. It's close to where he lives. So we get to see all kinds of family that weekend. But that'll be next month. So for this month, we're going to have to see what the total ending balance is to make sure it matches my bank account and that we are good to go for the month of September, because my ending balance here in August is going to be September 1st beginning balance for the next month. These just are revolving deposits that happen every month, and all these categories revolve, and when things come due, I have them set up to where there's just enough money to cover that one line item. But all of this is in one savings account. So it's one pot that I pull from, combined with all these different categories that I track here on paper, and that's how we know how much money we have available to us here. Okay, so right now we're showing $125.32 for Amazon Prime. I'm adding $12 a month to that. So it's $137.32. I'm going to have to raise this up because I know there's going to be some tax that needs to cover it because it's actually in the 150s. I think that's what it was last year. I don't know, but it'll be fine. It's just a few dollars. I will take it probably out of miscellaneous in the month of September to cover the rest of the cost of this, and that will be fine once I know. In fact, I think I can go to my Amazon account and find out how much exactly I need. I forgot I can do that. So let's take a look at that. I don't want to show you too much private information, but let's see, where do I go? Okay, so I went and looked on my EveryDollar app for last year, and I spent $150.68. So I'm going to need another $13.36. So I'm going to make a note of that for next month to add $12 plus another $13.36 to cover the tax, and just add it to what I need for Amazon Prime. So Amazon Prime, I'm going to have $137.32. I need to add $13.36, and that will give me, make sure I got the right numbers here, $150.68. If I divide that by 12, I need to be doing, okay, $12.55 for next, starting in October. So let's write that down. October, $12.56. That should cover me for next year. So I'm going to leave that note down here, and that will help me. Well, I'll leave it off the side for now, but that'll help me when I start pre-planning for, oops, sorry, this glare on my phone. next year. And yeah, I'm glad I looked that up on my EveryDollar app. I do use it. I don't show it on this channel anymore, but I do use it. If you are interested in me doing a tutorial on that, let me know. I haven't done an updated one, but I could definitely show you what it looks like for setting it up and what mine looks like, including all my numbers. It flows perfectly with what I have, but I force it to flow the way I need it to. I have my sinking funds in one section. I have, my giving in another section. I have my savings and all the things. So, and I have the free version. I do not have the paid version because it didn't connect with my bank very well, and I just don't really need to do that. And it doesn't connect with credit cards very well because, they're anti-credit card, and I understand that. Some of us need that. So 137.32 is what I have for sinking funds for Amazon Prime. I know because I made a note to myself for the month of September to add $13 and some change, and in order to cover the tax for the rest of it. Normally I put $12. Next month I'll put just over $12, $13.36 for Amazon Prime, and that will give me the tax, zero out Amazon Prime, and then and I might actually have to do $13. No, it goes zero. And then starting in October, it'll go to $12.56 a month, because this is going to probably be the same amount tax-wise year after year unless they make some changes. So there we go. My husband wanted Google storage, and that's what we set him up with. We have $49.99 plus $8.33. That is what his 12-month is. And I always make everything monthly. And this way I don't have to write all these little numbers on the bill calendar. I just call it sinking funds, get a total, and put it on and total and have it all laid out here. And my calendar doesn't get so cluttered when I do my bills. This is part of my bills. This is part of me saving money for these bills. They don't happen very often. They happen once a year or they happen quarterly, but this is what we have. So I can keep track of what's going on. All right, Apple subscription, that's what it is. And I have $40.81. This is the Microsoft package with, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and notes and whatever it is that they have. I like the Microsoft version, and I grew up using that one over the one Apple has that comes free with their laptops and stuff like that and their programs. So that's what I have. I add $5.83, and that gives me $46.64. That's also due at the end of the year, so it will be fully funded by the time it comes due. Home maintenance, we have $145.67 plus the $50. I will be calling, hopefully, $195.67 a plumber soon, and that'll wipe that out in order to fix a pipe in our basement. I might have to go negative here and just let it build back up again, regardless of what I spend, because all these other categories, because they happen so infrequently, it happens once a year or quarterly, that it doesn't need, it could cover whatever the cost of the call is, and I can just build up and take the negative number that will be here and make it positive and just kind of borrow from these other areas. So I've done that before a few times. I don't like doing it too often, but I might have to do that before the weather really starts changing and getting cold and stuff like that. We want to make sure that's taken care of. So we paid our bill for CKY landfill, and that's our trash pickup. It's $30 approximately. It's less than $30 a month, but I do $30 a month. And so we have $30. And then propane, I just put $20 a month into there until the fall hits. October, November timeframe, I'll be using that. That's $180 now. Tags, this is for our vehicles. It's $48.78. This is property tax as well as tags, registration, the whole shebang. So $20 a month is what I'm putting away here, and that is $68.78. And what I do is I take what we paid back in June or July when we paid our tags, divide that number by 12, and then that becomes my new amount that I pay every month. let's see, I was negative, and I'm still negative. Let me get my red pen here. So I had car maintenance done, some things that needed to be taken care of, and I still am negative here. If I had $50 in, oops, minus that $59.36, so I'm still negative $9.36. That will go positive in September, so I don't have to worry about that going forward. Let's see, I have 108 plus the 12. That gives us 120 here. And that's our Xander identity theft. It's about $145 a year. And that will be coming out later this year. Norton, this is for my husband's laptop. I am an Apple products girl. My husband is an Android PC guy. So we're house divided. And that's just how we live. And that's okay. So he needed Norton for his laptop, $32.35 plus the $5.33 we do every month there. So that is $37.68. Tax, this is for tax prep, to pay someone to do our taxes. It's $80 plus $20. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Y'all are probably laughing at me. So it's $100. 80 plus 20 is 100. There we go. And then Christmas. Okay, so I took a little bit from dividends and kind of balanced this out into a new number. So this was $197.93 and made it a whole number plus $102.07, and this gives me an even $600. I like doing that way. And then this goes for my son's birthdays and my son's Christmases. This is what we spend on them. And we average $300 per son per holiday, whether it's birthday or Christmas. And it's really hard because one son is born the day before Christmas. So yeah, we do birthday separate and then Christmas. He gets to party for a whole week at that point. All right, so $286.92 plus the $50, and that is cell phone tech. This is just a slush fund for us to buy cell phone and technology items, especially if it's $100 or more. This is where it comes from. Sometimes I have to use it for something else, so on and so forth. All right, I was negative $41.18. I'm going to take that positive 50 minus the $41.18, and now I am positive at $8.82. And this is an activities fund, so we went to the aquarium this year. We wiped out this this line item and just bought tickets and had some fun. I also bought some tickets for, what was it called? Lego Fest or Brick Fest. I don't know. It's a Lego Con thing. And it's in Lexington, not too far from us. So we are going to go to that in October, which I'm excited about. $30 for Canva plus 10 is $40. I have 108 plus 12, which is, I already did that math up here. What was that? 120. And still got this car fund for my husband. He has not taken his Jeep in to the Jeep dealer to see what needs to be taken care of. Okay, so I have all my totals. I did spend an Orkin, which was $139.99. I am probably going to call them and instead of go quarterly, just twice a year, because it looks like I don't need it quarterly. And some things we fixed around the house has taken care of some of the pest problems that was being brought in. So $139.99. I have them put granules around outside my house, which is very expensive, and it puts a really good barrier for ants and things like that, keep them out of the house. I have them spray the inside on the first floor, basement, and in the garage, and put down traps in the basement and garage, those little sticky things. So those are the things I do there. So we had 142, I added 47, which is the average, and then $139.99. is what I spent, and I still have $49.01. So I can make that adjustment next month not to put as much in, and that will adjust as, especially after I call and make it twice a year instead of 4 times a year. And that should save us in the money in the long run, and that will drop probably in half as far as how much we're saving per month. And I like that. That works out well for us. And then Roth IRA, I did borrow $106 out of my savings that I was going to put towards my Roth IRA. I fully funded it, and I turned 50 in October, and I can add another $1,000, but I'm kind of waiting to see a few things, and I wanted to get an extra sensor for my NutriSense that I have here that I've already got the money put aside for, and my subscription runs out in September, so I can get a new, and I'm scheduled to get 2 every month, and then I can buy 1 extra a month as well. And so I'm going to buy 1 more extra next month. And I wrote that number wrong. Why did I put 106? We'll do the math on this. And so next month I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take another and get another extra sensor, and that'll bring me October and November. And then if I can afford to do the subscription in December again for NutriSense, because it's not covered under my insurance. I have diabetes, but I'm not insulin dependent, so it doesn't cover it. And so I have to pay out of pocket, and NutriSense is one way of doing that. And I do like that. So I had 500, I added 100, and I'm going to take 106 out. And that gives me 494. Okay, so now that that's taken care of, NutriSense, I had 265 taken out. What I did was what was already in my savings account, I just kind of planned out to the day that would be the last payment for NutriSense. Instead of paying it out on my bills in my bill calendar, I am doing it from the savings account because I really can't afford it in my husband's income right now. So we just decided to take it out of savings, finish up the subscription, and so I have 1 more full payment in September to finish up the subscription, and then I know I can add 1 more sensor to that, and that should help. Actually, I need 2 sensors per month, so what I said before was wrong. Those 2 extra sensors, the one I bought this month and one I'll buy next month, will get me through October. So November, I will have to figure out, do I want to, not December. I think that's what I said. I don't know. I've already confused myself, so I do apologize. I did spend all of the dividends. These were dividends from before when I had over 30,000 in this account. I think it was 38,000, and as high as 40,000. It's where we had our money, but I moved it to a money market account, which is the savings side of my trackers, and this was the leftover interest from having those higher amounts in this account. But the new money market, or the new high yield savings account, makes more money than this one, so that's why everything got moved over, and this is just meant for sinking funds only. So let's go ahead and total up what we spent here. $139.99 plus the 106 plus 265 and 276.58. Part of this actually was at $2.07 that went here adjustment, and then the rest of it I spent on something else. Oh, I moved money to move to checking for restaurants. I increased the budget for restaurants, and what was left in this went to that. And yeah, that's what I did. There's some other things that happened as well. And part of this is also paying for last month, because I already closed out the sinking funds for last month. I was negative last month by $140 some. That was included in this. So that's where that number, it's not explained here, but that's where the total comes from. Did I just delete everything? All right, so I spent $787.57. Let's pray the math works. So we're going to add this, we're subtracting that, and it equals this. So this going down and this should match. So $375 or $3,758.61 plus the $607.76 minus the $787.56 equals, pretty sure this is correct, $3,578.81. Okay, so that's supposed to be 57 cents, not 56 cents. 139.99 plus 106 plus 265, 276.58. Okay, yeah, it's a penny off. There you go. And so that's 80 cents, not 81 cents. All right, let's see if I do the math down and that turns out to be the same number.
As a young girl, it feels we're mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows.
$3,578.80. So that matches. Thank goodness. I did not do this ahead of time, so I was a little nervous here. Dividends for my savings tracker. This is my Edward Jones high yield savings account. And so it is at 5.33% that I got at the time that I moved all my money over. I moved over $37,000. The first month I made $115.14, which is great because I've never had a month that got $100. So that's really good. And this month I got $160.85. I am not touching this account till October. Oops, I wrote 86, not 85. And then we might make some tweaks and changes to it because this is an account for my emergency fund and I do not really want to change that. October's our vacation. I'm going to call my the man I use for, or the person I use for my Edward Jones account. He's actually a friend of mine. His name is Brandon Danielson. He's based out of Florida. That's where he lives, but he works for Edward Jones and he can work from help anybody from anywhere. And so if you want his contact information to have a conversation with them, to talk about investments and savings and future and financial advisor, I highly recommend him. Let me know. So that is what came in. And then these numbers really don't change. I have 0 to take out. And if I total this up, $115.14 plus the $160.85. That will give me the $37,275.99. So I am happy with the way this high yield savings is growing. And yeah, this is just really, really good. Now, like I said, this is the vacation fund unless I find another way of paying for it. I haven't really figured that out yet. I don't know if I want to keep this money in here or not. So there's some more conversations my husband and I are going to have, but we are going to figure it out. Not a problem. So that's my savings tracker. And that is the end of the video. So this is the Sinking Fund Savings Tracker video, and everything looks great. I'm happy with where everything is and how the money is growing, and I look forward to what happens next month and staying on track with our budget and our bills. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing, blessed day. Bye.
So offshore, playful and free, without a care.